Kim, what is our third main topic today?
Okay, this comes from Forlic Wright. Hey, John and team. Wondering if you saw that Don't Look Up has set the all-time first-week viewing record for Netflix. I love the movie and think it's one of the smartest films I've ever seen, but I didn't think with its mixed reviews that a lot of people would check it out. What do you think about the new record?
Yeah, look, I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not terribly surprised by this. Now, I was a little surprised when I saw the mixed reviews, and for the record, I saw Don't Look Up. I thought it was good. I wouldn't nominate it for Best Picture of the Year, but I thought it was good. I thought the performances were great, and the cast is absolutely insane and incredible. But apparently, a lot of people were very interested in watching it because it set the new record for Netflix for most views in 1 week. This comes to us from Deadline. Adam McKay's climate change satire, Don't Look Up, is officially a record breaker, with the title attracting the most viewing hours for a movie in a single week in Netflix history. The movie's 152.29 million hours watched globally in the week of December 27th to January 2nd is a new high watermark, the streamer has confirmed to Deadline. Figures released by Netflix show the Leonardo DiCaprio and Jennifer Lawrence star is already the third most watched film in its first 28 days. And that's only after only a week. Is the third most watched Netflix film over a course of the first 28 days in only its first week of all time, behind only Bird Box and Red Notice. And of course, Red Notice is the Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, Ryan Reynolds film. All right. I'll tell you why this doesn't surprise me. Because there was a mutual friend of ours who I remember talking to a while ago, and they said something that's always stuck with me and it's proving to be true, which is one of the fundamental differences between the world of theatrical moviegoing and television and streaming is the fact that, you know, while having big stars in a movie will give a sense of credibility to a moviegoer, like if they're looking at a movie and they don't recognize anybody in it, they may not go. If they recognize the stars, they may consider going, right? But gone are the days of the 60s, 70s, 80s when just putting this movie star in it automatically meant it was going to make big box office. Like very, very, very few performers today have even anything that resembles that kind of pull. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, maybe a little bit of Will Smith, what have you. But that's kind of not the thing anymore. Now the big movie star name just kind of gives some credibility to a movie. It's different with streaming, our friend said. Streaming, it's all about the name power. It's all about who's the superstar in it, which is why a mediocre at best movie like Red Notice can be one of the top 3 biggest viewed movies in Netflix history in the first 28 days because it's got Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson and Ryan Reynolds. You put that movie in theater, that movie doesn't make over $100 million opening weekend. That movie doesn't cross $500 million worldwide. But you put it on streaming, big stars, and everybody goes. With that as the foundation, you get a movie with Timothée Chalamet, with Jennifer Lawrence, with Leonardo DiCaprio, with who's the BFG?
Meryl Streep, Jonah Hill.
Streep. By the way, Meryl Streep, I did love her in that. Kate Blanchett. Yeah, I mean, you got them all.
Tyler Perry.
Tyler Perry
too.
Who, by the way, was really good in it. I really liked.
I'm a big fan of his. Like, I'm not a Medea fan, but like, he was great in Gone Girl.
That's where I really started to like him a lot.
He was
in Gone
awesome.
Girl.
I mean, yeah, he's actually a really good actor. And
Remember he was in Star Trek?
Yeah,
he was like a head of the
he was head of Starfleet
Federation.
Academy, yeah.
Yes.
That's a sore spot for you, huh?
but I mean, it's really not that big of a surprise. Plus, despite some mixed reaction, there's a lot of people who really, really like this film. Ray is one of them. Like I remember, Ray, you went home and watched that movie one day,
yep.
and
I was planning on sleep.
Yeah, and that's very serious time for Ray. Sleep time is serious time. And then you texted me out of nowhere and like I'm loving No Way.
Yeah, it's fantastic. What's wrong with it? Like, because, you know, you hear all the comments about it being overly too much of something, the way some people took it, but I never saw that from it, and I just had a good time. I think Jonah Hill, he
was very funny.
And Jennifer Lawrence, every time they would go at each other, just killed me. It was so funny.
What was his one line in the movie? He goes like, I want to say a prayer for stuff.
For all the cool stuff.
For all the cool stuff.
The suits, the cars.
So dope.
So dope. And wasn't Meryl Streep his mom?
Yes. Talk about how hot his mom is.
Some of the things he would say. I didn't pick that up until the end of the movie when he said, too bad you're my mom or something. So that whole time I had no clue. So it just blew my mind. It was crazy. I loved it.
Rob, when you look at like the results that a Don't Look Up is getting, are you surprised it's doing these kind of numbers, or this should have been expected?
No, I mean, look, even Mark Rylance, he's in it too. I was not a fan of this movie, to be honest. I watched it. I wanted something more along the lines of Dr. Strangelove or A Network. I thought the comedy was a little too obvious, and because I love The Big Short.
The Big Short's great.
I've seen The Big Short like 50 times. I can just watch clips from The Big Short. I love this movie so much. I wanted more from it. I just thought it was obvious and kind of heavy-handed, but there were some things in it that were funny, and I like the fact it had 2 post-credit scenes.
Oh, did it? I didn't even...
Well, the one was on the planet.
Yeah, and then there's one afterwards, too.
I didn't know there
was one afterwards.
There's Jonah Hill Survives.
Oh, my gosh.
Now I got to go back and watch the damn
Wait.
I had no idea.
Did anyone catch the Chris Evans part?
Yes.
It took me a little while because he was so, like, stuff was on his face, but his voice is recognizable, which brings me to Lightyear. He's going to be that voice for a long time.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing it.
There was a second post-credit.
There's the second post-credit sequence.
He freaking survived,
Yeah.
you little jerk. Oh, I got to go back.
He comes out of the wreckage of the White House.
With his stuff?
With all this stuff. What, Kim, I know you watched this movie. I knew you weren't the biggest fan of it. Were you surprised, though, to see it's like the #1 Netflix film, like, ever in the first week?
I am surprised, but for different reasons, because while I do feel like on streaming that star power is like a magnetic draw, something else that we find on streaming are those sneaker uppers, those things like Lupin, where not a lot of people know the lead, but everyone's watching it. Or how many of us could name any of the actors in Squid Game aside from Squid Game before it came out?
The name is Squid Game.
But it was huge.
Guy.
Yeah, but like these, every now and then you find these gems on streaming, and then the word of mouth is like, did you see this? Did you see this? It's this guy and he's robbing museums. It's called Lupin. And all of a sudden it's like #1. Or there's these people, it's kind of like Battle Royale. And before we know it, it's this huge record. So I think that's something interesting about streaming is that I don't want to say nobodies because every actor is important and every team is important, but the, let's say unknowns, sometimes they become the one-hit wonders or the wonders on there. So I think the star power definitely drew it in. I mean, you're not going to have Meryl Streep and on this huge cast. However, it did make me think of that other Netflix movie that Meryl Streep was in called The Launderer. Was it The Laundry or The Launderer?
I know the one you're talking about. I never watched it.
She was in that, and that was a pretty healthy cast there. It was a pretty good cast. I'm going to have to look it up. Not many people watched it.
Well, it didn't have Leonardo DiCaprio, and it didn't have Jennifer Lawrence, and it
True.
didn't. Yeah, it's
True.
It's like
True. They had the right formula of star power.
Right.
It's not just star power; it's the right formula. And I think for years, aside from what was it, Marvin's Room, we've been wanting to see Leonardo and Meryl back together. But I don't know. I think it's great, but I'm also like, don't sleep on the little sneaker uppers, though.
One of the most interesting things to me, though, is getting back to Bird Box and Red Notice, that you are talking about these two massive films, and this movie is almost caught up to those movies in 1 week.
Yeah,
it's the third most watched in the first 28 days after 7 days. I mean that's
but
massive.
Also break is still in, so a lot of people have the kids home. So that's another thing. A lot of people are not in school. A lot of the college kids.
Yeah, but this isn't like taking the kids to the movie theaters. They can sit down at any time at night and pop on the TV and watch it, right? It's not like
everyone's
the theaters.
Together watching it now.
I also think this is a zeitgeist movie too.
The
idea, I mean, in our divisive political landscape and how it's about climate change and all of that, I think everyone's talking about it. I was just driving here today. They were talking about it on NPR. And I'm surprised that I think this movie is being talked about in a lot of places.
Yeah.
More so than a regular movie, but I think because of the subject matter, the star power, it's kind of a perfect storm.
Part of the movie that I could relate to is when, things started trending and they did that little collage of like all the tweets on whatever.
Oh yeah.
Since I'm not on social media, that's exactly what I see when we do like a topic about like something trending.
Right.
Like if we mention, that's exactly what I see in my head that happens. That's the obnoxious, point of view I have right now of when someone says, "Oh, it's trending." That's what fills my head. That's exactly what fills my
I
head.
think one of my favorite parts of the movie, though, was the Ariana Grande song near the end, the "Don't Look Up" song, or the "Just Look Up" song. The lyrics. I'm just listening to this. I'm thinking, okay, it's the whole movie in a song.
She was great in the movie.
She really was good.
When
in
she
it.
finally turns on.
Oh my God. It was
so
anyway,
great.
guys, question is for you. Whatever you thought about the movie Don't Look Up, what do you think about the fact that it has become the biggest movie ever on Netflix? Are you surprised with that? Are you not? Whatever you guys are thinking, jump down into the comment section below and let us know your thoughts.